Total panic in the Middle East. Rising tensions between Iran, Israel, and the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, today the Middle East stands on the edge of one of the most dangerous military confrontations of the modern era. Explosive statements, military movements, and intelligence warnings are fueling fears of a conflict that could reshape the entire region. Iran, Israel, the United States. Three powerful actors, one volatile region, and a situation that many analysts are now calling a countdown to confrontation. What is really happening behind the scenes? Is Iran's leadership under pressure? Is Israel preparing for a decisive strike? And how close is the region to full-scale war? Stay with us as we break down the facts, the threats, and the hidden realities behind today's escalating crisis. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth military and geopolitical analysis. Why this crisis matters. For decades, the relationship between Iran and Israel has been defined by hostility, shadow wars, cyber attacks, proxy conflicts, and covert operations. Israel considers Iran's military ambitions, especially its missile and nuclear programs, an existential threat. Iran, on the other hand, views Israel as its primary regional enemy and openly supports armed groups hostile to Israeli interests. The United States plays a critical role as Israel's strongest ally, while also trying to prevent the Middle East from descending into all-out war. But today, something feels different. The rhetoric is sharper, the warnings are louder, and the military signals are more visible than ever before. Iran under pressure, internal and external challenges. Iran is currently facing multiple layers of pressure. Internally, the country struggles with economic sanctions, currency instability, public dissatisfaction, rising costs of living. Externally, Iran is surrounded by growing military threats. Israeli officials have repeatedly stated that they will not allow Iran to reach advanced military capabilities that could shift the balance of power. Recent intelligence reports suggest increased surveillance, cyber operations, and contingency planning targeting Iranian military infrastructure. This has created what many analysts describe as a state of strategic anxiety within Iran's leadership. Israeli military posture, signals, and warnings. Israel rarely speaks loudly without reason. In recent months, Israeli leaders and senior military figures have made strong public statements warning that action may be imminent if red lines are crossed. Israeli Air Force exercises, long-range strike drills, and joint training with allies are being closely watched by regional intelligence agencies. These are not symbolic gestures, they are messages. Messages designed to signal readiness, capability, and willingness to act if necessary. Israel's strategy has always relied on speed, precision, and surprise. And history shows that when Israel believes a threat is unavoidable, it does not hesitate. The role of the United States. The United States finds itself in a delicate position. On one hand, Washington is committed to Israel's security and has increased its military presence in key areas, including naval deployments and air defense coordination. On the other hand, the US is also trying to prevent a regional war that could disrupt global energy markets, destabilize allies, draw multiple countries into a prolonged conflict. American officials continue to emphasize diplomacy, but at the same time, military readiness levels remain high. This dual approach reflects a reality: preparation without provocation. Psychological warfare and media messaging. One of the most overlooked aspects of this crisis is psychological warfare. Every headline, every statement, every leaked intelligence report is part of a larger information battle. Words like imminent strike, total panic, collapse are powerful tools. They influence markets, they affect public morale. They send signals to enemies and allies alike. In modern warfare, perception can be as important as firepower. Regional impact, beyond Iran and Israel. If conflict erupts, it will not remain limited. Neighboring regions could be affected through proxy groups, missile exchanges, cyber warfare, disruptions to shipping routes. The Middle East is a tightly connected security environment. A single spark can trigger multiple reactions. This is why global powers are watching closely. Military capabilities. What's at stake? Both sides possess advanced military tools. Israel maintains advanced air superiority, precision-guided weapons, missile defense systems, intelligence dominance. Iran relies on ballistic and cruise missiles, drone warfare, regional allies and proxy forces, asymmetric tactics. Any confrontation would likely involve multiple domains: air, sea, cyber, and space. Is war inevitable? This is the most important question. Despite the alarming headlines, war is not guaranteed. History shows that moments of extreme tension often lead to last-minute de-escalation. However, miscalculation is always the greatest danger. One wrong move, one misunderstood signal, one uncontrolled escalation. That is how wars begin. What comes next? In the coming period, the world will be watching for changes in military deployments, diplomatic back-channel talks, intelligence leaks, economic reactions. Every detail matters. The situation remains fluid, unpredictable, and extremely sensitive. Conclusion: the Middle East is once again standing at a crossroads, between restraint and confrontation, between diplomacy and destruction, between stability and chaos. Whether this crisis ends in negotiation or conflict will depend on decisions made behind closed doors, decisions that could shape the future of the region for years to come.